Okay, so now we can talk. How are you, Shelley?
I hit guess there, go like that.
Can you hear us, Shelley?
I don't know. Not sure if she can hear us.
And Cheryl says, I'm doing something wrong, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's see.
I had to punch in my password that you sent out and everything, but then I got on.
Well, I'm trying to think if I clicked. I think the link that was in the email I sent was correct, because that's how I got back in. Yeah, that
The
one
link was good. Yeah, the link was good.
Links.
Uh-oh, now I lost somebody.
Someone's going on to a live screen here.
Oh, why? Who's that? Oh, we got transcript. Okay, close captioning. That's probably Shelley. Shelley's doing that, right?
I don't know. Could be.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's Janet.
There.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Hey.
Yay! She made it again.
Whiteboard shared.
It wouldn't let me on. Yvonne and I were having a relationship, and then they
Yeah, we
cut us
were.
off.
And then
Yeah.
That's never
right.
mind. It was my fault. It was my fault. Janet, you always have this nice soft, you have this nice soft glow, this nice soft focus and the backlighting just
Turn on some lights here.
makes you look timeless.
There.
Hi, Shelley.
Turn on the light. There. I'm not sure if Shelley can hear us.
Let me say, Shelley, can you hear us? Yeah.
Hi,
Hello,
Shelley.
Shelley.
Does she have a mute
Hi,
on or
Janet.
something?
Yeah,
There you go.
Where are
There
you
you
living
go.
now?
Can you hear us?
Hey.
Yay.
Yeah, okay.
I can hear you. Janet, where do you live now?
Oh, no. Now what?
Another whiteboard.
what?
So this is, I'm not sure what the whiteboard is.
Well, I think that's where you can write notes, and if you're trying to follow some kind of program.
Yeah, but it's blocking the
that kinda good
screen. So I got to figure out how to, let's see, hold on. Whiteboard is a feature that I haven't used before.
Who's that?
I don't
Zoom
know.
has gone a long way since 2020. That's for sure.
Yeah, so let's see here.
It's changed the format and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seems different.
it's been a while. And I do this like every Sunday for our church, but not on my computer. I use a computer at church.
Aha.
And so, yeah, I think I probably signed myself out someplace.
Uh-oh.
So Sunday I'll have to go fix it again.
I guess so. By next Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. And I won't wait to the last minute like I did this time.
Yeah, what can we say?
Well, you were talking to your wife. Where is she? She's not at
Oh,
home?
she'll be here later.
Oh, okay.
She'll come back later.
Oh, there.
She's
There's old crazy Cheryl.
No, I don't see her yet. Okay.
But she doesn't have her voice thing on.
It'll be like Stephen Hawking. It'll be the artificial voice that talks.
But she's frozen.
Well, she's doing something better than she was before, I guess.
I'm here. Yeah, I can. I'm getting.
Oh,
but,
okay.
yeah,
You can hear us.
Is your video off?
so. I still want to know where Janet lives.
Where I live? I'm still
No,
in
maybe
Long.
do I have, is my sound on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we don't have a
okay.
picture for you. I don't see
Well,
it
no,
yet.
that's Shelley that's talking.
Oh, okay. I thought Cheryl was
Yeah.
going. Cheryl instead of Cheryl.
Yeah. No, Cheryl signed in and signed off because she didn't have voice.
Mhm.
So maybe she'll try again.
Yeah, so
But in response to Shelley's, I'm still in Longview, haven't moved.
I didn't know if you were still there or not.
Yeah,
Good for you.
hanging in there.
Yeah. I'm still in Corvallis.
I know. My friends visited me today from the Lions Club. And we
Did you
had a
come down?
wonderful visit. Remember Sue?
Yeah. Did you come down this summer?
Nope, didn't get a chance.
Didn't come down.
health-
Oh,
Health problems with the family, as well as a couple things with me falling down and going boom, boom.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I got a new elbow though. See my new elbow?
A new elbow.
Oh, my goodness.
a new elbow, honestly?
Yeah.
Oh
A guy
my
came up
gosh.
and walked
Huh?
behind me when I was pulling a weed on the front yard. This will teach me not to pull weeds. And he said, "Hi,
Oh.
Janet." And I turned around and I ended up in the gutter and I hit my elbow on the street curb and
Ooh.
shattered it, and it
Ooh.
had to be
Oh my.
replaced.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's too bad. Wow.
I do everything on the left
Yeah.
side, left knee, left elbow, left brain. You know, what can I say?
Well, left brain controls the right side of your body, so I'm not sure if left brain is, the left brain is the creative side, isn't it?
There you go, Steve. You always make me feel better.
I'm trying. Yeah. So did anybody, I'm looking at this list, Keith, where are you? You're still up in Seattle, right?
Yeah, I'm still,
Did,
I moved out of Kirkland and into Bothell, Washington. So we got a bit of that cold snap that came through here a couple of weeks ago.
but not as bad, right? The one that was, last week before Christmas that
Yeah,
screwed up
we
a lot
had
of people's
about
travel
5
plans.
inches of snow and got down to about 10 to 12 degrees, but
Oh,
like
Ooh, her.
out in Bozeman, Montana, they're
Mm.
4 feet of snow and
Wow.
27 below zero before the hard cold snap. So they really did.
Yeah.
Is
I
that,
live
is that,
in- I live in Mission Viejo, California, which is Orange County, and it was like 70s today at least. It was really
That's
nice.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
beautiful day out.
that's
Rub-
disgusting.
I
Rub
know.
it in, Yvonne.
You never know. It's gonna, sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's freezing at Christmas here. We lucked out this year.
And the weather looked fabulous. I was watching the Rams game last night.
Oh,
Holy
yeah, we got
Yeah.
down to 21 degrees the day before Christmas. And I was complaining to Bill Thompson, and he said, "Janet, I'm in 8 degrees right now." I go, "Oh,
No.
I'm not gonna complain."
Yeah.
I like it.
That's cold.
And that's real cold.
And we had, the warning I got was like, we were going to be normal temperatures here.
Yeah.
And then, but Denver was going to get down to 8 below and wind chill of like minus 35 to minus 50. It's like, ugh. So we
Oh.
didn't, we dodged it. Basically, it was all up to the north and off to the
Wow.
east of us. So
That's
That-
good.
yeah, so did not suffer from that.
That's
Lucky.
good.
So the whiteboard that popped up, that was from Hortense. That was from Cheryl. So I've got to
Oh.
see if I can contact her and get her to.
Okay.
Let me see.
We
if I
had
can-
ice here on Friday. We were headed up to Portland to go to see our family, and
Uh-huh.
it was icy from all the way from Eugene to probably to Janet's house. Did you have
Oh,
ice on
yes.
Friday?
Very, very
That was
dangerous.
horrible.
It was terrible. I can't imagine driving in that.
Right.
Yeah, we
Friends
had
that
to just
had-
wait until the temperature got warm enough to melt the ice because it was impossible. And some people went out, and a lot of the people that went out and tried to go somewhere, I ended up in ditches and
Gee.
on the side
Crazy.
of the road stuck in the ice.
Oh, no way. Nothing is that
Yeah.
important to chance it, you know?
Yeah. And the next day it was like 45 degrees. So
Yep.
it was just crazy.
Well, there's Steve. The other Steve. Hi,
Hello,
Steve.
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 You can unmute, Steve. Go ahead.
Not
Can you hear
hearing
us?
Yeah, it's just
Picture.
finished feeding and wife's setting dinner on the table, so I'll be popping in and out. And the
But what's-
wind's howling out here.
So what's for dinner tonight?
Chicken.
Chicken. Okay.
Grocery store rotisserie chicken.
I
All
got
right.
ham leftovers from yesterday.
We had neighbors come over and we smoke a prime rib.
Oh,
Oh.
nice,
Cool.
nice.
Hopefully that'll be tomorrow's dinner. It's just been a runaround day here.
Ooh. Sounds good. It looks like Carla's trying to sign in.
Oh, yeah.
I keep closing the window of participants, but it's like, okay, Carla, haven't seen her in a while. That's good.
Mhm.
I did want to say I really enjoyed the reunion last year. I really did.
You did?
Um,
That's good.
surprised me how much I enjoyed the reunion.
What was surprising to you?
Okay, there were only like 2 people there I really remember. And we had a really good time. Can't remember the gentleman's name, but he had said, hey, he was one of the dopers in the back parking lot. Probably didn't bump into, in math and science classes. But he's, I think it was from Chicago or Seattle, a hiker. He's hiked up and down the Cascades.
Yeah, Mike Cutcliffe, probably.
Think so.
That's where he used to be. He's down like in the Santa Barbara area, I think, now.
And just had a good time. The only bummer was we left to go to the Mission Inn. I get a text message from my airline that, oh, your flight's been canceled tomorrow. The only available flight out is at 6 o'clock in the morning.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
And it was about 9 o'clock when we broke up from the Elks Lodge.
Yeah.
And I do need my beauty sleep these days if I'm going to function.
You have a wider beard than I do. That's a good sign that you need your sleep.
Yeah, the color's nice. This is doing okay, but I have more hair than the rest of my younger brothers. So
Combined.
almost actually. And
Carla, unmute. It's good to see you. Hi, Carla.
Hi, Carla.
She's trying to unmute.
Unmuted.
Carla.
I'll do the ask to unmute. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's see.
Can't hear you. Should pop up on her
Can
screen.
you hear me now?
There it is.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey,
Carla.
Hey there,
I
Carla.
didn't see you at first. There you are.
hi Shelley and Yvonne and Steve
Hi, Carla.
and Steve. Where do you go?
Steve's too. We're all over the screen. Are you on a computer or are you on a phone?
Computer.
Okay, so you should be able to see everybody so far.
Well, not. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Oh, there's Steve. Hi, Keith.
I think he's
Hi.
speaker needs to be on.
It's okay. I mean, sometimes there's a lot of background noise with people, and they'll mute themselves intentionally if they have nothing to say. But if we take our turns, we can all play nice in the sandbox here.
Promise.
Yeah.
That's no fun.
That's right, Janet.
I hate being nice.
No, you don't. You love it.
Hey, we're
that
we're
old enough
70
we could be mean and nasty all the time and they write us off, but not quite there yet.
Hey,
So-
look we're all 70 years old now. We can do what we want to do. We've paid our price.
I'm not
That's
yet.
right.
Oh, we got a
Oh,
baby
you're not
here.
yet?
No.
When's your birthday?
January 5th.
January 5th.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
So pretty soon
But-
you'll be
I'm gonna-
feeling it.
Yep. And there's some other babies in our class. I can pull up the names of people that remember Sean McDermott?
Yeah,
He's the same age as me. He's December 5th, 53.
Wow.
Yeah. And some other. We lost Karen Halls after the reunion. And she was also one who was class of 71 but graduated early. And she was born in March of 53, I think.
Oh, okay.
I saw that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was shocked to see Mark Warkentine a couple days ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, that just blew me away. I don't know.
See, and I don't remember him from a lot of,
Oh.
I know that a lot of people, he affected a lot of people. I saw that with
Yeah.
Class of 71 stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote to me when I was in Corvallis, and he was looking for Paul. And he said, I can't find your brother Paul. And I thought, well, okay, he's on email, but he's not on Facebook. So I gave him Paul's email, and then he started writing to me, telling me about what he's done with his life, and he accomplished a lot. He
Uh-huh.
really made it up the ladder, you know, and a very, very nice guy. I was just shocked at 69 years old, and I didn't know he did die of kidney failure. And he had been on kidney dialysis for quite some time.
Wow.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, just like Brace Berg was on kidney dialysis for years.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, you know, we're kind of like the analogy is like we're on a boat in a river, and we don't see things, you know, we're all floating together, and we all think we're the same age and that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, 70 doesn't seem that old, does it?
No,
Not really.
no.
No.
But 50 years ago,
I don't
70 was
know.
like your grandparents.
Right.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
right.
We're old.
We are old, yeah.
We are
They
old.
were. And my grandparents had to have been in their,
I think that was sad that Debbie Walters passed away. 'Cause
Oh,
I've seen her several times now at the Mission Inn. And she
That
was
was
out there
shocking.
with her daughter and grandson, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and
that
just a
was
sweet, sweet
sad to me to
woman.
kind of reconnect with her.
I
After
was
passing
able, Linda Wilson Mackey made me aware that Debbie had passed. And then I knew her from the church I went to, Emmanuel Lutheran.
Oh,
And then I got a hold of her daughter, Bethany, and talked to her on the phone. It was very difficult for her. In fact, I got a text from her on Christmas Eve. And she said that, asked how I was doing. She says, things are really tough for her right now. So it's kind of like, it was a total,
Really?
she died in her sleep, didn't wake up.
Uh-huh.
And didn't have any symptoms beforehand. So it was really sad for her.
yeah, I heard that she actually worked her job the day before. She came home, went to bed that night, and never woke up.
Yeah.
She had no health issues to say, you know.
Wow.
So that's kind of scary.
That is scary.
yes.
Yeah, and then she has the family was not close. Her brother and sister, I think.
Yeah.
She had a younger brother who died.
So we'll be back in a
Huh?
Okay.
Okay, go have dinner.
Go eat that chicken.
I'm,
Nice seeing you, Steve.
I'm drinking my dinner
Ooh,
here. Ooh.
We had
liquid
mine
dinner.
earlier.
So Carla, you're doing okay?
Well, okay, whatever, moment by moment. Keep, just stay in the moment, then I'm okay. It's the other stuff. I'm
Yeah.
still working on my nightmare.
With your,
Carly
of
is still in
my-
Riverside.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to, if I could get a reverse, then I'd be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that would, I could get one of those, or just, bug out and move to Hemet and get a nice little mobile home. That would be fine. That would be even better.
But are you still working in Riverside, right?
No, I was in that program for seniors through the
Yeah.
Office on Aging, and that ended. They
Oh.
extended it 1 year. It was a 4-year program. They extended it for a year during COVID. So I got the last year. And then I finally went back for a couple of months, and then the program was over.
Um,
Oh,
So something, I got to do something pretty quick. I've got a cushion, You know, I'm not, I figure things out usually.
Yeah.
Carla, are you still in Riverside?
I am. Who was that? Was that
Let's keep.
Keith? Who was that?
Oh, Keith.
Hi, Keith. Where are you? Yeah, I'm still in Riverside. I have the house here. I don't, you know, I think about all the time, you know, and being grateful, you know, trying to stay grateful for things. But I miss Monterey every day. I miss my life. I miss the life that I created there. It worked for me. You know, I didn't make a lot of money. It wasn't about the money. It was about a lifestyle. You know, I kept the wolf from the door. I stayed out of trouble. I held.
Monterey's pretty fabulous, you know.
Pretty what?
Yeah.
It's pretty fabulous. I can understand why
Yeah.
you fell in love with that.
What was that?
I can understand why you fell in love with that. I'd move tomorrow to Monterey.
Oh, I know. I love watching the AT&T for the blimp pictures for the announcers. Usually they have the guys that have been there all the time, but was it 2 years ago, not last year, but the year before, they had new guys because the weather was going to be bad and they didn't want to get out there in the cold and damp. And so they had these new guys that just were so effusive about the place. I get chills. It was easy to rejuvenate there. Here,
Oh, yeah.
you know, all I'd have to do is look out my door.
Oh,
And I wouldn't be alone. You know, there'd be people around and the phone ringing with interesting projects. And
It was a neighborhood for you, right? It was a community that you were in.
it was a community. I had stand-in. I was the go-to person. And then here it's like people either think I'm lying or bragging or they're jealous or intimidated. It's like, it was just something I did, you know, you know.
huh.
Well, Carla, if it makes you feel any better, I miss Corvallis tremendously. I would never have left there if it wasn't for family obligations, but I always look back, and Shelley will know this. I look back for the 7 years I was there. It was the best 7 years of my life.
Really?
Oh God, yeah. I developed friendships there. I loved the community. I was involved with Lions Club. There was something going every day in my life. And now where I live in Longview, it's shit.
You can always come, Janet, you can always come back.
You know, I have said that I want to come back once my brother goes to motorcycle heaven.
Uh-huh.
I have to take care of him. Once he's gone, I am seriously thinking of selling
How are your
here.
brother and sister doing?
My brother is not well. He's getting worse by the day. You know, they said he'll end up in a wheelchair and he's pretty close to it right now.
Oh.
So I just had a ramp built on the side of my house, so I can get him inside the house now without climbing stairs, which was really difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can't do that with a wheelchair.
Yeah,
Right.
it's but until something.
Have a ramp? Does he have a ramp where he lives?
Not right now. He's waiting to have it built, but we're having real difficulty in finding qualified
Uh-huh.
construction workers.
Oh,
Know what
Yeah.
they're doing.
yeah.
I had a construction worker build a front porch and it's 2 years now and it's all fallen apart. And I won't tell you what I paid for it. So the
I'm
quality
sorry.
of workmanship nowadays is not what it
Not
used
the
to
same.
be.
Uh,
So we're being careful.
How about your sister, Lori? How's Lori doing?
She's hanging in there. She's got one serious health issue that is right on the line, and we're kind of waiting to see what happens.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, at least they have you.
Yeah, they got me all right.
Yeah,
They're lucky.
they're lucky. Yeah.
Well, it gets a little tiring and frustrating, but I I tell myself I had 7 great years in Corvallis, and you never know, it might happen again, you know?
Yep. Yep. Hey, I want to acknowledge Lucy joined. You want to unmute Lucy? So you can talk to us.
Hi, Lucy.
She recently moved
Hi, Lucy.
this month, right?
Yeah, down where I want to go. Where is she?
Where is she?
She has to unmute. She's
there
she's
she
wearing a red
is.
sweater. So
Yeah.
I'll give her the please unmute thing. Here we
There
go.
she is.
Ask to unmute.
Oh,
There she goes.
There she goes.
I didn't know I was muted.
Oh,
You were just kind of like smiling and moving your head around. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
tell us
used to
about your
live
move.
in Longview. I don't know who that was talking about Longview.
That was me,
Janet.
Janet.
I used to live there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She probably loved it.
That's back when Trojan got voted out. So it's been a while.
Oh, did you like it?
I didn't stay there very long.
Let's do a commercial, testimonials about why you don't want to live in Longview.
Oh,
Longview.
there's lots on YouTube. Go out and do a YouTube Longview, Washington. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's all right. It wasn't
Yeah.
the end of the world. But no, I just moved to San Jacinto and I'm still living out of boxes. I'm barely unpacked, but
So what was the motivation for the move?
well, I sold my home in Riverside and I moved up to Santa Rosa. And no offense to people that love it there, but I didn't.
Mm,
And so it took me 2.5 years to be able to move because of prices and
Right.
inability to find something. But I finally got something and I'm so happy to be here. It's really pretty here and got big sky country again. And,
So where you're in Santa Rosa?
I was. Now I'm in San Jacinto,
San Jacinto, near Hemet.
right near him.
Oh, right.
Right next to Saboba.
Oh, great. Oh,
I'm
that's
actually
interesting.
right next to
Okay.
Saboba Reservation. So
Wow.
That's right.
it's a little rural where I am.
What does that mean? A little rural.
Are
There's a
you?
lot of
No, it's rural.
there's a lot of open space up there.
Yeah.
And what ranch at horse properties and there's a lot of open land. It's up near Poppet Flats. If you look at the Saboba Indian Reservation, you can look up the mountain from there. And it's
I'm
all
right at the base. Like it's pretty spectacular view here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there. That's called Dinosaur Valley or Mammoth Valley. There's a lot. I think more mammoths found there in the continental United States than anywhere else.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Really?
there you go.
Yeah. So
I'll be one of the dinosaurs one day. So
You need to mention that to Steve Maines when he returns because he was like a paleontologist and what's the Harupa Discovery Center out there that has I think
yeah.
a mammoth there as well. So yeah,
Oh.
Carla mentioned that to Steve Maines when he gets back and associate with Lucy. How about that? He's
okay.
eating dinner. He's eating dinner right now.
Oh.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken, rotisserie chicken.
Did he from one of his?
No,
from his-
but you weren't at the reunion, and he raises sheep, and Steve was going to offer to if you contact him, he would I won't say slaughter. That's probably not the nice term to use with sheep, but he would dress them and package them up in ice and mail it to you if you wanted to buy some from him. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'd be more interested in the hides.
Oh, well, talk to him about that when he gets back.
The hides, a tan
So what
hide.
is
That sheepskin's good stuff. I'd make slippers.
He's a gentleman rancher. He lives up near Mount Shasta, A lot of his
I
pictures
know.
have Mount
Oh.
Shasta in the background.
It
And
It
he,
really looks like a volcano.
well, it is. It is. But
His
he likes to
pictures, I
comment
know.
how stupid sheep are.
Well, they are.
And yeah, stupid's enough. Besides smelly, they're stupid.
I like to eat them though.
Yeah.
I'd like a
afford to eat
goat, a
Cabrito?
little goat to, instead of a lawnmower.
They use that here in Santa Fe
Lamb,
to,
how about a lamb might be better.
there's some people,
Goats eat too many things.
they have some people who actually rent out their goats to do weed control.
Yeah.
And it's actually
That's
very effective and
fantastic.
efficient. Yeah, it is. It's
Right.
very earth friendly because they eat and they poop out and they poop and
They
then
fertilize
they
and, yeah,
fertilize,
they
yeah, and they
recycle
stomp down stuff, and it's all very good.
Yeah, did you see what that post about William Shatner, his impression of being out in space?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
Did you? Yeah, you saw it. It's worth looking at. You wouldn't I'm not a Trekkie, but I was interested in what he had to say about being in space, and played like he was in space all the time. It was opposite. It was fantastic what he
Yeah.
said.
yeah. He was like, he how do you put it? It's like feeling like we really are alone. This is where we are here. And the yearning to go out and find other civilizations, that's a pipe dream for many people. And looking back and seeing, it's kind of like Carl Sagan, the astronomer, when it did the cosmos,
Yeah, I
and
remember.
the blue marble, this little thing in space that hangs out there,
Yeah.
and seeing the pictures of Earth from, what was it? Was it from the one of the orbiters around Mars took a picture looking back, and it's like, it's unique from our perspective and within our lifetime to be able to go anywhere else. Yeah, so Shatner's thing I thought was really interesting as a 91-year-old reading it.
Yeah.
That's something.
Incredible.
Yeah, another thing I liked on Facebook recently was the guy that talked about being our age, but not feeling any different on the inside. You still feel like the same person, like a kid, but the old body just doesn't cooperate like it used to.
It's falling apart piece by piece.
I'm curious
Yeah.
about how many of us who are at this meeting here are still working? Is anybody still working?
I just
Ah.
finished
I'm
working.
retired.
What do you do, Keith?
I'm a real estate broker.
Are you really?
Oh, well,
Oh, that's
no
good.
wonder you're working. That must be, you could go on forever.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's why I got into it. I was a civil engineer before that time and decided to make the shift and leave the oil and gas companies behind and
Oh, yeah, I bet.
took a different direction. And
Where do you do that, Keith?
I see.
What's that?
Interesting.
Where do you do that?
a Coldwell banker in Seattle. Actually, I worked in Mercer Island.
Oh, so you're in Seattle.
Corporate out of San Francisco.
Mm.
So I manage our commercial real estate offices in 2 states, in Washington and Oregon.
Wow, impressive.
Were you in Seattle? Were you in Seattle? How long have you been in Montana?
I haven't been in Montana. My kids live in Montana, in Bozeman, Montana, and they've been there for.
Oh, I see. I understand. So you're still in Seattle?
I'm still in Seattle. The kids are in Bozeman and a little town called Three Forks, Montana, which is about 30 miles away. And I would love to go there and spend more time with the kids and grandkids, but 20 below zero just doesn't sound real, real swell.
No.
I'm sure.
How do people do that?
About that a lot. I said, well, you got to toughen up, Dad,
Yeah.
How do people live in snow like that?
Oh, I tell you, they
I'm
love
with
it. They were ready to go snowboarding today. It got
Yeah,
like 37 and they were ready to scoot. You know,
yeah.
the grandkids will run outside in shorts and a t-shirt and it's 4 feet of
Wow.
and not even think
Crazy.
twice about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just get used to it.
I love it up in Seattle. I think it's I've been, every time I go to Seattle, you know, I'm on vacation. I get to go downtown and go to the Pike Street market.
Yeah, the Pike Place
So
Market.
it's always, last time I went up, I went to and stayed on Vashon Island.
Oh, yeah, Vashon.
It's
Yeah.
a ferry back and forth, and
Oh, it's
it was just
fantastic.
a beautiful
know.
trip. Yeah, so I love it up there.
You know, our downtown is coming back. I think we took a real hard knock there in
Good,
2021
I'm glad to hear that.
and
You
you know, a lot of
Portland
homeless
is-
issues and
Yeah.
some political
I
issues
think
that
Portland
really,
is one of the last cities to,
well, kind of like Portland. You know,
Ever.
Portland took a
Enjoy
bad
that.
hit too, you know, but
Yeah.
I think you know, those centers are gonna come back and urban, you know, I just love Portland. Go there and catch the trolley cars and run all around downtown, and it was just fantastic. Eateries, and it was incredible. You know?
I agree with you. It is wonderful, but it's actually getting a little better. But the last time I was in Portland, I haven't gone all that much, you know, since pandemic.
Yeah,
The last time I was there, I parked my car kind of along the side of the street, and there was like two tents set up on the sidewalk, and I had to walk around, hop out of my car and jump over, you know, all the
that's
mess
scary.
they had in the gutters and stuff, and
Right.
take my walk down the street to where I was going and come back and try to get back in my car. And, you know, I really feel for those people. I do, but I
Oh
didn't,
God,
you know,
I
it's just
saw
kind of
YouTube.
awkward to have to walk around their home. Yeah, it's basically where they live.
Oh yeah,
So,
right downtown. How'd you like these people buy $10 condos in downtown Seattle and have to
Right.
the elevator down to the sidewalk?
yes,
Have
exactly.
homeless tents all over the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I
Real
think
bad in LA.
Yeah, it's bad too.
So why don't they take these these stores, well, Sears is vacated. There's strip malls that are being vacated because people are buying online now. Retail is changing.
Yeah.
So why can't people have homes?
You know, actually, we're starting to see some of them are doing some conversions, Carla, with these office buildings. The old Bon Marché in downtown Seattle is looking at building homeless shelters there. They've sold a lot of hotels and motels for homeless. So it's a much bigger problem, obviously, but they're starting to take a different course, which I think is really positive.
One thing I learned when I was working at parks, we had, you know, people living there, staying there. And I talked to some of the outreach officers. Oh gosh, where was I going? Oh, what happens is people in other places get them a bus, take it out here.
Well, I'll tell you,
You
I
know
saw
what?
a YouTube video of San Bernardino. I couldn't hardly believe it. My very first house was in San Bernardino.
Mm.
And I just couldn't believe what the place looked like.
Yeah.
Well, we got it in Longview, but I can say, being so proud that I live in Longview, we now have pallet homes.
Pallet
only-
homes.
We only
Yeah.
have 50 of them. They're pallets and they're building the houses on them. And it's sleeping, I think, 100 of the homeless people, which just puts a dent in what we've got, you know?
But anything, it needs to help. It does help.
Yes.
That's a step in the
Yeah.
right direction.
It's,
And they
it's-
need their own spaces. They
Yes.
don't need to be in a big dormitory thing. No, they need their own little space.
Yeah, the little houses I think are actually very well put together and nice. And I hope the city is now fighting to add more. And I would like to see that.
You can serve as a model for other communities, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that would be good.
I like what an officer in Chicago did, or what they were doing. Some of the cops in Chicago, they go out and they see these homeless people and offer them to work for the day and give them a sandwich and then
Oh,
give them money. That,
that's nice.
that makes
Yeah.
you want to cry, because
That's
that's what
nice.
it should be. Would you like to
Funny how
work?
that works.
They find them and they say, would you like to work today? Here's some food to get you going, and here, and at the end of the day you get your money, and it gives them more
Hope.
than just the dollar. Yes,
Gives
yes.
them hope.
That's what they need. They need that encouragement.
I don't know anybody who doesn't want to work, you know.
Yeah.
Even now, you know, there's when I did something
So
recently.
Lucy, you're still working? Lucy, are you still working?
I finally retired in April.
Or you finally
Yay!
retired? In April? Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I like to work. I'm sorry, I'm a industrious person. I like to have a purpose. I like to work.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
there's Mike Agnew. Hi, Mike Agnew.
Hello.
Hi, Mike.
Hey,
Hi.
hi.
Hi, Mike.
Hi. I a little late. My wife and I just walked down at the Strands Beach in Dana Point to watch the sunset.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Just glorious. It was
beautiful.
like,
What's your
Okay.
temperature there? Because Yvonne is also in
Okay, you're
County.
excused from being
Yeah,
talked.
he's my neighbor.
at about 4:45, it was 70 degrees.
Oh, how
It's
nice.
It's really
out.
nice out.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. Hi, Jan. How are you?
I just can't believe that temperature. That's not normal.
Well, maybe it was 69. I don't.
Okay, that's okay.
I mean, that's
Let's
shorts
all.
and
I like to tell
flip-flops.
people, having lived in Southern California, that I always cursed the Rose Parade on New Year's Day when it was a beautiful day, and
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
like, oh no, a bunch more people are going to move to California.
yeah. Now they're moving out.
I go visit my daughter in Riverside. Her husband's a pilot at the March Air Force Base. It's always 10 degrees hotter there too.
Yeah.
So, you know, Christmas Day was really warm. I needed my shorts on. It was so hot.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Riverside is always,
Ooh.
I don't know, semi-desert or something, because it's
Yeah,
always
I went-
warmer there.
I went there yesterday and it was 83. See my brother.
Yeah,
83. Oh, Lord.
yeah, I can believe
It's
it.
either it's
I was
either too
excited
hot or
at
too
41.
Is that up in Washington, Jan? Or
Yep, yep,
Lord have mercy.
yeah. And 2 days before Christmas, it was 21 degrees and ice
Oh.
over.
So I mentioned this before. Notice that nobody on this has really suffered the tremendous things that hit the Midwest and the East Coast.
No,
Oh,
that's
On this meeting right now, they're all snowed in or lost their power or whatever. It's like,
oh,
Oh,
that wasn't a joke. I mean, what was it? Buffalo, off Lake Erie. They
29.
always have horrible weather anyway. They were shut down for days, I guess.
29 dead in Buffalo.
In Buffalo
Oh.
itself, wow. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's,
They-
back to homeless. That's the thing as well, is that, here in Santa Fe, they decided to, create some shelters that would, specifically address the cold weather here at 7,000 feet. Right now it's supposed to be 36 outside. And I think the coldest it's gotten in the last week or two has been like, maybe just right at 9 or 10 at night.
oh.
But I mean, but we're cold, but it's seasonably cold here. It's okay. Not this, like I said, in Denver, it went down to 8 below and it's like, don't give me that, please.
Yeah, Debbie Heidenreich, I talked with her yesterday and
Yeah.
she lives in Maryland. And it was 8 and 9 degrees on Christmas Day. And I says, oh, no, that's just not acceptable.
Well, how's the snow there?
Yeah, and there wasn't that much snow. She said it was just cold, just really cold.
Yvonne, where are you?
cold, very icy.
I live
icy
in
cold.
Orange County, Mission
Bitter
Viejo.
cold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Down here.
Yeah, and my daughter still, I thought, oh, I'll never go to Riverside again, except for once in a while. My daughter lives there with her husband and my grandkids. So I'm over in Riverside quite often now again. It's fun. It brings back a lot of good memories. It was a great place to go to school, I thought.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
a good place to grow up.
Yeah, it was.
it was. I agree.
Yeah, so no snow.
Yeah.
Unless they put it in the bed of a pickup truck and brought it down to school and put it in the
That's
senior-
right.
senior
That's
quad.
right. Remember that? I
That's
remember
right. Yeah,
that.
you're near the mountains. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
we first moved to Riverside from Kansas, it was in 1958, and it snowed in Riverside. There was snow
Oh.
on the ground.
Wow.
58. And I-
Every
you know, just a dusting and it melted
Yeah.
fast, but I've never forgotten that. That was
right.
unusual.
Yeah, it's unusual.
Hey, Lucy, welcome back to Southern California. We're all better for it.
Thank you. That's sweet. Thank you. Yeah,
You're
you
gonna
know,
be staying? Are you staying, Lucy, you think?
yeah, this is it. I'm not moving anymore. I've moved too many times in my life.
Yeah. It's a hassle, that's for
As,
sure.
as a nurse, how many times did you move?
Well, I was non-nursing positions, but
Oh, okay. Administrative?
yeah, and I've done like scrub tech, medical assistant, a lot of, I mean, 40 years, come on. It's a lot of different stuff, but I'd say a good 26 moves,
Oh,
And how many bad
Oh.
ones?
different states. I've moved around a lot, so
Golly.
I'm tired of it.
It's a lot.
You have a list of all your addresses.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of moving.
Yeah.
In Midwest, it was not uncommon to be in 56 below where I live, so
Oh, wow.
below zero, yeah. And you get used to it. It's just like when it's 50 degrees outside, you're burning up like you'd be at 115 here.
Oh,
Wow.
because you're all bundled up.
Well, I mean,
Unless you have to go outside and work in it.
I've worked in it outdoors, so
oh,
Got to be well insulated. Got to have the good jacket, gloves, and boots.
yep.
Long
Right.
johns, yeah.
exactly.
Now, you and I know that, Steve.
Well, no, we will know about it, Mike. Go ahead and tell us.
Oh,
Are you guys planning a trip?
Yeah,
Where are you going?
well, can I say it, Steve?
Yeah, sure. We're not going to the Bahamas. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
We're
oh,
going to Antarctica in about
oh, that's pretty.
a month from
Oh
today.
my God.
Oh, how exciting.
real?
That'd be neat. Yeah.
So
We
we've
want
been
lots
His
of
wife.
pictures.
Yeah.
Where in Antarctica? What station?
it's a expedition type cruise, and we go down to Punta Arenas, which is the southern part of Chile, just north of Tierra del Fuego, and then the usual route is to take a boat from the tip of South America and go across what's called the Drake Passage,
Right.
the tip of the Antarctic Peninsula. And I haven't told Mike this, but you know, it's the Drake Passage is renowned. It's kind of like you think about the pass there at Banning between Riverside and the Coachella Valley. It gets narrow where the mountains go between San Gorgonio and San Jacinto. It's kind of like the Venturi and a carburetor where the wind goes really fast. Same thing there between the two tips. Whoops, where am I? The two tips where I'm trying to point between South America and the Antarctica Peninsula.
Well, the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean and the Southern Sea without any land barriers between those tips you're talking about, Steve, converge. And they call them the roaring 40s. You know,
And
'cause it's
it
40
speeds up. It speeds up a
Yeah.
lot, and it's rough winds. So that's the worst part of the trip, is to take a boat from South America down to Antarctic Peninsula. And the
Takes 2
solution
days.
is, it takes a couple days, yeah, each way, and your
Yes.
odds are you're gonna like being riding the
Barf the
vomit
whole
on it.
trip.
So we're gonna fly over it.
Oh,
Oh,
how
good.
neat.
Save
But
time.
we're landing on a gravel runway maintained by the Russians. And then we get off and we walk a kilometer and we get on Zodiac boats, which they put boots on us so we don't contaminate the environment. And then we take a Zodiac out to our expedition ship, which it's on its maiden voyage as we speak. And this will be the 5th voyage of the trip. And we gain 4 days of exploration by doing the flying, and we lose about 10 years of retirement income by doing that. But,
I was gonna say, you guys are crazy, absolutely crazy.
Well,
That'd be pretty.
we got to explain though.
Pretty
It's also because of our wives, because my wife Krista.
everything in life is because of our wives, Steve.
Yeah, you're right. But my wife's spirit animal is the penguin. She'll join us later. It's like she wants to see penguins. We can drive down to Albuquerque to the zoo and see a penguin habitat, and we're going to do it again. They just had a birth of a chick, but she is just like totally excited. She's also one who gets very, very cold, so we're making sure that we dress in layers and have all the good stuff.
Oh
So
my
back to the cold weather. I tell people I think it's going to be a cold day. A cold day in Santa Fe will be a warm day in Antarctica. But it's summertime down there too, so it's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Hey,
good.
do you see Sandy Dunbar is logged on? Can you have him unmuted, Steve?
I can tell him to unmute. He knows how to unmute.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah. I started dreaming about this about 45 years ago when I was working in the Middle East. And it's not it used to be an ego trip for me to want to do this, but I worked in the Middle East for 2.5 years, and I listened to the international broadcasts like BBC and the German Deutsche Welle, and I go to many of these third world countries on different continents, and I decided I kind of wanted to be a citizen of the world to the extent that I could. And Antarctica is the last continent for me to have the world. And the only really reason I'm going is living in Dana Point with climate change. I was hoping Antarctica would float up to me and meet us all there, but I don't have enough time for that inevitability. So I couldn't have a better friend and mate to do it than my dear friend Steve and his wife. So it's a cool thing.
Well, you guys sound like it's going to be a neat vacation.
Right.
Vacation. We're moving down there. We're moving down.
Oh, that's right. You're moving.
No, actually, Krista will join us here. She just walked out, but she's talked about being able to maybe leave something behind there and then sneak a penguin back with us.
Well, she could take an egg, Steve, and sit on it on the ship. That's what she could do.
Oh, what
No, it's
fun.
going to be interesting when we're there. The chicks will have just hatched
Oh,
because this is getting near the end of the Antarctic summer, and so we're going to see a lot of adult penguins, but a lot of baby chicks too. So.
how neat.
And also, we're going to see a lot of penguin shit. All
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be like we're living with Steve Maines up in Shasta. It's going to be colder than Steve lives, but we're going to get the aroma of all the animals that he has.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's new with Sandy Dunbar? He's very quiet.
You know, that's kind of unusual, isn't it, for me to be quiet?
Hey, where's that blue, Sandy?
I have it all in my closet here. I can bring it all out to my Dodger blue, but
That was a sacred time we had, Sandy.
it was special, Mike, with you and Ken, and I appreciated you guys inviting me down to come see you, and I couldn't come up with any excuses not to, so it was very fun.
Now you can.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I hope to do it more with you guys. And I always like when Mike talks about when he goes to college. You know, he's telling about his past and stuff. And he goes, "Oh, and I went to a school up north," and he said about 3 times before I stopped and says, "If I had gone to Stanford, it would be across my chest every day." I mean,
yeah, you're too kind, Sandy.
no, that's quite an honor to be able to go to Stanford, a prestigious school like that.
I tell you, this is no joke from my standpoint. It was an honor to go to Ramona High School. It really was. I mean, I look back on all the people that I had the privilege to know and everything. You know, my dad was a teacher that opened Ramona in '58. And we were near the peak of Ramona in terms of scholarship, artistic expressions,
Right.
and athletics.
Think
and
so.
We had a nice blend of activism and conscience. I think I think we were all very lucky to be. Well, we're still talking about it right now.
Yep,
Right.
I feel the same way.
This is Norm. Hi, Steve.
Oh,
Hey, Norm.
Hi, Norm.
I'll agree with Mike that, in fact, both of our children graduated from Ramona High School too, and went on to, each of them has at least one master's, and so Ramona did. It was a good place for them to start and launch them into the things that they're doing these days. So, yay, Ramona! Yes, go Ram.
I take my neighbor's kids to school 4 days a week. Their dad does 1 day a week, and I pick them up 1 day a week or more if they need it. But it's interesting. They're actually all doing really well scholastically. Even with the shutdown, they did remote, but now they're all going back. It's interesting dropping them off every morning. Back at Ramona.
Well, Ramona is now for the district a magnet school for the arts.
Oh,
wow.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of, I think, art class and others, Jan will think of this of Ben Bollinger and Perry Carter, who I'm still in touch with down here, and he lives down here where we live. But I went to the dedication of the renovated auditorium there, and it was named for Maxine Frost, who was the president of the school board back when we were there. And it was my first, and they named the auditorium in her honor. And I don't know about you folks, but a lot of times you go to Disneyland now, and the Matterhorn seems a lot smaller than it was when we were kids. Well, I tell you that, as having spoken from the stage and having sat in the audience, it was always a massive place for me, no matter what. Now they have an orchestra pit that elevates and goes down. They have the state-of-the-art technical sound. It's a wonderful place, and it's really a compliment.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
It really is.
Mona, wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, we should be.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So, Steve, are you moving to Antarctica or are you visiting Antarctica? I'm in the middle of all this discussion about Antarctica, and I can't imagine you leaving New Mexico, but that's just me. We can't hear you.
I went so right down south. A little bit, but kids. Yeah, little input. Yeah. Yes.
Hi,
Steve is not coming
Krista.
through on my end.
Yeah. So I didn't go there. I didn't get much better. Really got cheap. In Barbara. Had the one I wanted to get over. And she ended up, they probably like he had been like
Okay, I'm confused. Who's talking?
oh no.
It's not coming in clear.
No, not at
Not at
all.
all. Yeah.
But
Who
you
was
are-
that? Yeah, who was talking that we couldn't understand?
He has one.
Not getting anything, Steve.
Can't hear you, Steve. Zappe.
Yeah, that may be his wife or something trying to. But Sandy, you asked if Steve's going to Antarctica.
Yes.
Yeah, he and I and his wife and I and my wife and are going there a month from today.
Oh, good for you. Thanks for the invite.
Your invitation's in the mail.
Yeah.
You get a one-way
We're all
ticket.
gonna be there.
I have a Antarctic story. One of my customers was going down to McMurdo Sound or station, McMurdo Station.
Right, yeah,
And he had me do a picture of it and make a patch to put on his duffel, which I did. And when he got there, somebody had already had taken it off his duffel. So I had to do another one for him. But he called me. He called me from Antarctica via shortwave, bouncing all over the world. And I talked to Antarctica. That's my Antarctica story.
McMurdo is where the
Talked to somebody who was there while they were there.
McMurdo is on the other side to where we're going. We're going on the Antarctic Peninsula, which is the closest thing to South America and the like. Whereas McMurdo, as civilians, we really can't go there. That's the major American research station. And there's like 16 or 17 countries that have research stations all over Antarctica. And they're over on the other side, and they're closer to the South Pole, basically.
Oh, interesting.
They're on COVID.
You know, it's the
lockdown.
driest planet. It's the driest continent on the planet, and it's the highest. I didn't know it. The average, I think, elevation is 10,000 feet.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. And Mount Erebus, which is the big mountain there, it's kind of like where Steve lives. That's why I was thinking about Mr. Maines, is that it's an active volcano, and you can see steam coming out of it and stuff. But but there aren't many penguins in that area. We're going where life is. Tourist dollars can be made.
Hi.
Hello. I saw that Barb Morris Holgate wasn't on, and so I called to see how she's doing. And she said to say hi to everybody.
Okay.
Oh,
Hi.
She has a house full of 5 grandchildren and a daughter who live with her, and so she can never go to a quiet place. And she said it's just too hard.
I think we saw that when we were at the Fairmount Park after the reunion. There's little grandkids. It's like,
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
But she and Greg have some surgeries coming up, but by far she's doing pretty well.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yes,
good.
Vicki, tell her hello from me, will you?
I
please?
will.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. So we lost Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got my microphone working now. I'm sorry. I had to unplug my earbuds when Krista joined so she could hear, but then I realized, oh, my microphone's not working. So.
Well, we're glad you figured it out because we missed that conversation coming from you.
Yeah.
I love you too, Steve.
Krista, it's good to see you.
It's good to see everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great.
I'm gonna get something. Go ahead. Show them your mug. What you got for Christmas?
This is one of my Christmas presents where
Penguins.
Oh,
Cute.
my son gave it to me, and right now it has wine in it, but if you put something hot, then all the penguins have sweaters, colorful sweaters.
Oh,
That's cute.
I love that. I've seen those advertised, but I've never seen one work. That's neat.
They're great.
Oh, I had a friend that was into penguins, and at Christmas time, she decorated her whole front yard with penguins.
Instead of
neatest
pink
looking
flamingos.
thing.
No pink flamingos?
No, my pink flamingos are, no, I'm pink flamingo.
Well, I went and got what, so for Halloween, Krista convinced me that we could dress up as penguins. So I'm not sure if I'm going to take this with me to Antarctica, but it'll work well. I can't see like this. I have to push it up so I can see. But
yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it might work.
Yeah.
Hey, you just mentioned pink flamingos in the yard. The artist that did that, I think, just passed away.
Oh, really?
I think so. I lived in Austin, Texas for a couple of years, and that was a huge thing. People put flocks of pink flamingos in the yards, and when we moved, some of our friends brought a couple over, and they were stolen. But yeah, I think I may be wrong, and I hope I am, but I think he just passed away. He was a modern artist.
I love them, and for years, wherever I've gone, I've had them on my front yard, and recently, believe it or not, if you all remember Bruce Wood, his sister and I are really close, and she knows I like pink flamingos. So for my birthday, she sent me like 20 different pink flamingo things. I could have killed her. I could have killed her. But it was fun. I opened up the box and I go, she knows I like pink flamingos.
You know why they're pink? I was in my wife and I, and we were with another Ramona graduate who was a year ahead of us, Bridget Morrison. I don't know, Vicki. We sang with her in concert choir, and Janet, she was in concert choir, and we've been close for years. And she went to the Galapagos. We invited her to the Galapagos last year, and we were in France on a thing, and we went to this salt production plant, where they mine salt. The French talk about fleur de sel, that salt that you put on your food and all that. Well, they do it in the Mediterranean there, and they do it here, and they dry out. Well, what happens is these flamingos come and eat shrimp that are in the ponds. And the same thing happens in Africa and the San Diego Zoo, by the way. And they eat these shrimp and their feathers turn pink.
Well, thank God that doesn't happen to us, because I like shrimp.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah.
That is neat. I think I have read about the different colors because of the ones like the coral versus the pink. And then there's white flamingos, which I don't think are pretty at all. No.
Albino. You live in South Africa.
Albino?
They eat snow.
Yeah, they don't eat shrimp.
Yeah, right. They must eat tuna.
Yeah.
Very interesting, Michael. I have read that or heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love them. I think they're a beautiful, beautiful bird.
They're right next to the penguin habitat in Albuquerque, aren't they? We walk by the big
Oh.
flamingos to get to the
Oh,
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
how
They
neat.
are pretty.
when we go to the zoo, we don't go anyplace else but the penguin habitat.
That's it?
funny.
I can understand, because if I went to the zoo, I'd probably just go to the flamingos.
Yep.
What about pandas?
Oh, yes. I love
Oh.
anything black and white. See?
Okay.
But penguins are number one.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But any animals that are black and white.
Cute.
They were
I like
part of
that.
they were part of our wedding too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, the penguins showed up. Yep.
My son did some artwork with penguins.
Oh, my God.
And Mike was there, and we had a penguin with a top hat with a mug of beer, and then a girl penguin with a flower in her hair with a glass of wine. And Mike was one of our bartenders at our reception, right, Mike?
Whoa.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
Yeah, no getting away from penguins with this one.
No, sorry.
No.
Well, we'll look for the flamingos and penguins. We're going to be up in Tacoma next week to see our daughter Erin.
Oh, neat.
So we're going to go zoo lights up there in Tacoma. So we'll see if they're out.
Nice.
It's been pretty cold this week up there. So
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you got orcas up there, don't you? They're black and white.
Which ones?
Orcas?
I know. I have
But I mean, up in
liked
the-
them, but they do eat.
They eat penguins. They eat penguins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Vicki and Norm, because you got the Tacoma Sound there. There is a pod of orcas that kind of.
Yeah, there are.
there are orcas up there.
Yeah, yeah.
We were having dinner, special dinner, in the restaurant right there on the Sound.
Well, there's
And we like looking outside. That's very odd.
yeah, we're in Flagstaff right now with our son for Christmas. Then we're going up to see Erin, our daughter, for New Year's. So we're going to drive down to Phoenix here in a couple days, and then we're going to fly from Phoenix up to Seattle, and then fly back to Phoenix and drive home. So.
Two of our classmates live in Flagstaff. Ralph Glenn. I don't know if any of you remember Ralph. He's a crazy ass hiker. And
Canyoneer. He loves rappelling down canyons, spot
that
canyons
sounds-
like that. Yeah.
Sounds like
And
my
Bruce
Sounds like
Walker
Jeremy and
lives
Jolie.
there,
Yeah,
too.
they like that stuff.
Hey, Steve, Zappe.
Yeah.
I have to call you Zappe. Okay. Do you ever watch Itchy Boots? The girl motorcycle
I do.
rider.
No, I
who's
don't.
She's crossed all over the world on a motorcycle. She's 37 years old. Someday go out to YouTube and bring up Itchy Boots. Every time I see it, I think of you because this woman has she just does it. She goes for it. She goes across Australia. She does the Amazon, England, Ireland. I mean, all on a motorcycle. It's incredible.
Yeah, I've been watching her for years, Sandy, and I never thought of Steve. I think she's a hell of a lot better looking than Steve ever was.
Itchy head, I guess. Yeah. Or itchy butt, I guess I would say. That's more like me. And I actually had to take a break from riding my motorcycle. I had a pinched sciatic nerve, and I lost all the strength in my left leg.
Yeah.
So I was afraid to ride the bike because, if you go to put your left foot down and it buckles and the bike goes like that.
Yeah.
My motorcycle riding years have declined the number of years, miles I put on, but I still ride it. I got more done this summer than I had in quite a while.
Well, I tell you, I got hooked on her about a year ago, and I've watched her every day up until she took a break last month. And oh my God! And she came out to the United States and did Montana and Wyoming and Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and she's just
an incredible motorcyclist. I mean, I don't know where she gets the wables to do what she does.
So where's she based out of?
What is she? What?
Where does she live normally?
Yeah,
Oh,
the Netherlands.
That's where it was. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
The Netherlands?
Mike knows.
Yeah, I've been watching her for years. And she's doing the thing of the Baja 1000 right now.
Oh God, yeah. And she did the racing, and then she had like an accident, so she's not doing real well right now.
Oh dear.
But she's got like millions of followers that follow her every single day that she does a recording on YouTube. And you have to admit, Mike Agnew, don't you think she's incredible?
Oh, she's better looking than Steve, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
Is that-
Krista doesn't think so.
Janet, is that the next thing you're gonna take up is motorcycle riding?
Oh, hell no. No,
You,
no, not
Trina.
with my sciatica and my back problems.
I
But
can see you on a
man,
big Harley.
I mean,
Right.
my brother Rodney, the one that's now crippled, kind of like, he rode motorcycles his
thought so,
entire
yeah, I
life.
remember that.
And he had to sell his last motorcycle about 2 years ago. And it's been devastating to him.
Yeah.
The first time in his life he doesn't have a motorcycle.
Yeah. That'd be
You
hard.
know, it's rough. And he looks at them, all the new ones that are coming on the market. And he's, I'm going to get one of those. And I go, oh, hell, you can't get even on it, let alone ride it.
Right.
My philosophy is if I ever need to have a three-wheeled motorcycle, I won't ride.
Is that right?
That's the
Okay.
limit. Yeah.
I should do it anyway.
That's
Hey,
right.
is Sandy
Motorcyclist.
with us?
Oh,
Yes, I'm still here, Mike.
Hey, Sandy, I was just thinking.
Vicky's
maybe
motorcycle
we
is
can
still in the
talk
garage.
to the group a little bit. We're all from Ramona and but we had a good guy and a distinguished class member pass on Friday night. And his name was Mark Workentine.
Correct.
And Sandy, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, I just got the message yesterday from his brother. I think I forwarded it on to a few of you and stuff like that. I saw Mark back in about 10 years ago in Idaho. When I was in Idaho, he stopped through there with his daughter, who was kind of following in his footsteps a little bit. I don't know how much you know about Mark Workentine in high school and things like that. He's a year younger than us, but he's in the basketball. And he played basketball and kind of hung out with us and stuff like that. Stuff like that. But Mark ended up, I don't know if you guys, how much you know about basketball or anything like that, but I'll get Jerry Tarkanian, who was the basketball coach at Riverside City College. After Mark graduated and things, Mark played there a little bit. And then he ended up coaching with Jerry Tarkanian as an assistant type of thing. Jerry Tarkanian ended up going to UNLV, which had the Running Rebels back when they won, they were supposed to win a national title and they had the best team in basketball and all that. Mark was an assistant with him. Somewhere along the line, Mark Workentine got a job with the Portland Trail Blazers of the NBA. That's an assistant executive type of person. And then from there, he got to be the #1 executive for the Denver Nuggets in the NBA. And he got the Executive of the Year award back in like 1987 or something like that. And then he kind of followed Phil Jackson, who was the Lakers coach, the Los Angeles Lakers coach, to New York City. And he was out there in New York, living when he came out to see me in Idaho. And that was the last time I'd seen Mark. He was a fun guy to be around, everything, kind of a charismatic person. But I was sorry. It broke my heart a little bit. Quite a bit, I would say, yesterday when I got the news that Mark had passed away.
Very successful and nice guy. And you wouldn't, Sandy, am I correct to say? I mean, you wouldn't necessarily know from his career at Ramona to where he ended up.
Well, kind of like me. Lack of career in Ramona, but I did better in life. But anyway, Mark was kind of a character, kind of not a real, I would say, polished student. He probably got mostly C's and stuff like that. But he, kind of easygoing, kind of gangly tall. Had parties at his house, which was always fun to go to. But yeah, you wouldn't expect Mark to be that probably as successful as he was, and the whole NBA world and basketball, the professional world, is sending all kinds of stuff out there about Mark and what he meant to them. So.
Yeah, when I found out about it a couple days ago, the day he passed, I went out and I found a fantastic write-up about him, and now there's even more write-ups. It's kind of like an obituary combination with his past, with his two daughters both going into the same field.
Wow.
And he was an incredible guy. He did a lot in his life.
Wow.
And him and I did a lot of crazy things in high school we won't discuss here.
Sure, come on.
And I think when his wife came to Idaho too with him and we had lunch all together, I think he was worried about my stories maybe about the team. I was a good boy. I didn't say anything that would hurt his.
You kept quiet.
Yeah, it's just, again, unusual for me.
Yeah.
So
Very sad.
it was sad, but he led a great life.
Yeah, very successful, and
Yeah.
did what he wanted to do right up to the end.
Right, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
For those of us who don't know, tell us about him. I don't remember him from high school.
No.
Well, he was a jock, basically, you know.
Yeah, he played on the basketball team. He played on, if you watched basketball in Ramona, Mark played on the teams there, and things. So he was always into basketball.
But he said he was successful in a lot of things.
He's a legendary,
in the sports.
He's a legendary executive in the NBA.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, that he put a championship team together. The only time the Denver Nuggets have ever, I think, won the NBA championship was because of him. He got all these players together, and you know, most people in management in athletics are rather itinerant, and I don't think he was the exception. But as this, you know, I never remembered him as remarkably kind, but he had no reason to be kind to me. You know, we talked, and they never did anything bad to me. But I think he probably grew into a full, empathetic executive. And I think the NBA kind of works that way because the way it's made, you know, it's racially diverse, it's very economically diverse and stuff. Wait, would you agree with that, Sandy?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Mark was mostly into his basketball and sports and having fun, and not more on the educational side or the arts and crafts and all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was into sports myself, so that's how I got to.
There's a walking definition of a job.
We'll see you guys. We gotta head somewhere else
Okay.
here. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
You, Norm, take care.
See you later.
Yeah, it's nice when people turn into when ordinary people turn into nice human beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
I work with a lot of youth at our church, and when they're young, my catchphrase is "boys are jerks." But without fail, I can look back and I have relationships with them now, and I say they turn into fine young men. And obviously, you know, Mark wasn't young anymore, but they mature and they turn out in ways that are beneficial to society, and they make their mark. There's like a lot of quiet people in high school may have been, you know, out of the limelight, and yet they end up having very, in many cases, they're happier and more well-adjusted, even despite the fact that maybe their high school years were not their happiest years. And I've doing reunions and keeping track of alumni, there people just say, "Don't remind me of my high school years; they were horrible." And but they end up being well-adjusted and happy and contributing to the betterment of everybody. So everybody has their own thing. So
I'm trying to
what are we
show my
holding up a picture
yearbook.
here? Yvonne's got the picture from which yearbook?
1970 and page 82. I
Okay.
don't know, it's kind of hard to see. It's the third one at the top there.
Yep.
But yeah, anyway, he's there.
Number 30 or number
Uh,
20?
Let me look
Oh, thanks,
here.
Yvonne.
21, I think. It says Mark Gilmore, Mike Whitehead, and then Mark Workenstein.
Workatine.
Oh,
Working yeah.
Workenstein or something.
Working
I don't know. Workenstein. Okay. Anyway,
No,
there he is.
We
Third
did call
one.
him, we always called him Stein. It was
Stein,
his
yeah.
nickname,
I know.
Stein. So, that was kind of his nickname.
Yeah.
But yeah, I shared that to you, Steve, because I know Steve likes to keep our little column about who's passed away and things like that. And I also heard that Brace Berg passed away this past year too.
Yes.
About Brace Berg or not. I played baseball with him and Colt League and other leagues and stuff like that. And he's
and Bonnie Ort married him, and so I think she's had some physical difficulties too, as I recall.
reached out to me to let me know that he was in hospice, and then the next day she kind of let me know that he was gone.
And his brother Scott, who was in our class, died 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott and I played a lot of sports together too. So and that was kind of shocking to hear about his whole life. I lost track. Once I graduated from high school, I went into the service, like some of you know, and then I kind of went off to college, and then I came back to Riverside to live or anything like that. Kind of lost track of a lot of people, things like that.
Yeah.
So we didn't have this type of technology we have today to kind of keep in touch. And I've always admired Steve for what you've done to keep the class together and bringing us all close together. I mean,
Right.
you would think that either Mike Agnew or myself being president, so that we would take that, but we obviously you've taken the lead on all of this, and it's greatly appreciated. And
Amen.
don't think
Really
nobody takes it over.
I'm
For
thinking of
granted.
Carla right now, because a number of years ago she made a sweatshirt. I still have the sweatshirt, Carla, and it's the warmest sweatshirt I have. It's difficult for me to wear much in public because it's like, you know, it says how old I am.
Yeah,
Actually,
your gray hair doesn't say anything like that.
yeah, but in secret, I'm actually a stalker, and I'm trying to find where everybody is and all that kind of stuff. But it goes with doing genealogy and just stuff like that. But there's some good technology nowadays to keep track of people as well. So to find them, and when they're lost, that's why the email I sent out last week says, "Who's moved?" Lucy told me she moved. I knew Lucy moved. That's why I put that in there.
Aha.
And Don O'Neill moved across town in Prescott, so that helped. But yeah, it's kind of a hobby for me, and it ebbs and flows. And I haven't written emails in a long time, but there are better ways to keep track of people. But it really is for me. I don't want to say depressing, but when people pass,
Yeah.
and to report that, but I feel compelled to let others know, and
Well,
even if I know them. So
I think it's great that you let their memories go on, though. That's the great part with what you're doing. It's not. It's sad for the moment, but it brings back good memories of that person to me when I see their faces and that music you guys put to it and all that. That was obviously for everybody, because it's a shock to all of us how many have passed away.
True.
But it's a tribute to them in their lives and to what they meant to each of us. So
Yeah, we appreciate it, Steve.
well, and
Especially
We do.
especially when you put the count the other day and said 160 of our classmates that we're aware of. We don't even really know everyone, you know, that has passed on.
you know, there are a lot of people that I've had emails bounce, and I don't know why, and so they kind of get on my list of I want to check out and see if I can find anything. And Carol and Dennard Galoka helps me with genealogy and looking for obituaries and stuff like that as well. So
Oh, neat.
she helps me out in looking for lost people and potentially deceased alumni. But yeah, it's not a happy job, but last one to die, before the last one dies, turn the lights out, so when I'm gone, I don't know what's going to happen. That's why I'm the young one, so I hope to live a while longer. But we'll keep plugging along, and at least, we're going to do a 55-year one. We'll probably combine it with class of 71 because, when Lori died, that was devastating.
Oh, that
Joseph
was
died.
awful.
That was
horrible.
that was very, very painful.
Yeah.
I'd actually spoken with her and texted her, and
Wow.
it didn't need to happen, and that
Really
was
hard.
so sad. But we'll wrap them up with us because there are a lot of people who are married to someone in that context. We'll carry on.
Yeah, my sister's that year, so that'll be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, my sister's that year too, but
Yeah.
Yeah, Lori wrote me about a week before she passed. And she was asking about a classmate attending the reunion. And I told her I didn't think he would be attending because he's not in very good shape.
Yeah.
And so like 1 week later when I read that she passed, I said, oh, wow, I just cannot believe this.
Right.
she was so energetic. She had
Yes.
more energy than all of us put together.
Yes, she
And
did.
just dynamo and so kind and caring. I saw her leaving the grocery store, and she was walking. I said, hey, Lori, you need a ride? And she goes, yeah, I was praying for somebody. And she lived only, just a block, couple blocks away. It wasn't very far, but, we're not used to walking these days. So it was nice to give her a ride home. And she used to deliver Meals on Wheels, and I went with her.
Oh.
She's just, I still can't imagine her of all people getting knocked like that. She's the only one I know.
Too special. Yeah. She's a photographer, right? I think I bought some pictures.
Yes.
From
Yeah.
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 She was actually going to be
Kiwanis clubs.
she was going to be the photographer for our reunion.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I hadn't been to a reunion for a long time. And Kim Castro goes, Yvonne, you got to come. And so I bought some pictures from Lori so I could recognize everybody. I go, I won't know anybody. And I was surprised how many people I actually did know. So, but it really helped. So anyway, yeah, that was nice of her to send me those pictures. So
I like the thing that you do with the then and now, or then the
Yeah.
pictures, so, oh, that's who you are.
That's who you were, and this is who
Yeah.
you are. Yes.
Right.
I used to be that guy.
Really, that was me, really.
Yeah. We'll fire it up again in a couple of years when we get ready for the 55 year and see who's changed and who's like,
Oh, God.
Like all of
I'm
us.
kind of glad that my lighting isn't very good.
Oh, we can do that too. We can turn some lights off here and like.
But then we can't see you walking around the room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Krista, for keeping our Steve healthy and happy.
And young.
Yeah.
Yeah, good things happen. Good things
What
happen.
happened to Mr. Agnew down there in the right corner?
He's doing what Gail Wesson from the class 71 often does. He's kind of like, I can't do it here, but he's like, okay, I'm gonna go like this. And you can look up the ceiling.
Right?
Yeah, Mike, he's back there, dude.
There's our
It was
Mike.
coincident with the empty of my Manhattan that I made at the beginning of this conversation.
My bourbon and 7-Up is gone. I need a refill. Or some real food, maybe.
I know.
Got my Irish cream.
Well, we're gonna ask Steve a question about paleontology. Steve Main.
Oh, yeah, Steve Maines. Yeah, yeah.
Nobody's
Yeah.
asked me for that for
I forgot
almost a
what the
decade.
question was. It was about dinosaurs in
Emmett,
out in the
In the
desert,
Hemet Santino area.
Riverside County.
Keep on talking.
No, about,
It's-
actually about mammoths, wasn't it?
More-
Wasn't it about mammoths?
more mammoths in
Oh,
that,
yeah, okay, there we go.
they call it Dinosaur Valley or Mammoth Valley, where when they were digging for,
Diamond Valley Reservoir.
yes,
Yeah.
and they found so many
Or
there.
actually mastodons
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
versus
Close.
mammoths, but
close.
Woolly
it's hard
mammoths.
to dig anywhere in Southern California and not find something.
Really?
The entire Chino area, Chino, Ontario,
Yeah?
did a lot of fossil work from mammoths to cats. And
Cats?
cats. Like
Like
saber-tooth
saber-tooth
cats.
tigers, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, any ice age stuff out here was a lot wetter. Pretty good depth
Well, the
preservation,
La Brea,
but it's a lot of stuff that just gets broken up and it's hard to find.
So in a million years, they're gonna find a lot of dairy cows out there in the Chino area.
Actually, the old county farm in the Arlington part of town had been,
okay,
I think, county farm, and I think Sherman had some of that, because at one time Sherman had 1,000 acres. But we would get calls of fossil finds, and Bob Reynolds would go out and pretty much fairly modern farm animals. But we did find a camel up by Lake Matthews. Or part of the camel.
One or two humps.
Pretty much ankles and leg bones. Yeah, I got really close to having a saber-toothed cat named after.
really?
Let's see if this will work.
First or last name?
Will this reach?
Oh, he's gonna show us the.
That's not going to work. I
Can't
have a painting of a cat we found out in Barstow. That
Calico area?
close enough for discussion.
Yeah.
14 million year old cat. Oh my God. They finally decided it was something that they found in Arkansas in the 1950s. Not sure how, but this close to getting Scimitar manzii.
Mangy, okay.
Manzia.
Not mange. Yeah.
Wow.
No, not mange. But it's called the Barstow cat and Emiratia marshy. But it's a great. You have saber-toothed cat. Okay, saber-tooth. Oh, come on. There's a whole series of them. This was a Dirk cat. The cat was only about so big, but the fang is about like that on it.
Wow.
And
Interesting.
got everybody really excited when they brought it into the lab, because they had never found a cat in the Mojave before.
Wow.
Mm.
This all came up because Lucy moved out in the San Jacinto area by Hemet, near Hemet. And
Oh, that
Carla
was a
saying-
marvelous set of finds.
That was what?
Marvelous set of finds, and Metropolitan had really deep pockets.
Mm.
Normally on a construction job, if you could get in there and save something, and they only pay you enough to prepare to identify, not reconstruct or anything.
Yeah.
They built a whole friggin' museum for them.
Mm.
Nice.
Well, it was a $2 billion project, so a couple $1 million for a museum, and good publicity.
And now the whole water situation in Southern California and, you know, the Colorado River system is like, holy cow. We get a little bit here in New Mexico through the San Juan, but just what's happening in Powell and Lake Mead is just tragic.
I had 5 hours of irrigation water last year.
Wow.
5 hours.
Hours and not 6 or 7 rotations. And that wasn't worth the, of course, the way it really works, water shows up at 2 in the morning on a moonless night. So you're out there trying to open and close your canal gates, and somewhere there's a really good flashlight floating somewhere in my canal system. It shouldn't really flow too far.
So who's out there keeping you honest at 2 in the morning in a moonless night?
It's my turn. You get roughly an hour per acre.
Yeah.
And, you know, next person down the line enjoys a cell phone. Well, Steve, is it time for me to get up yet? Or
yeah.
And there's no staff out here, so you get a phone call. Hey, it's your turn. You could open up your gates, and in my case, about 7 hours later, hey, you finished up, and then it's my turn to close my gates and swap down the canal and open the neighbor's gates up.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty scary here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how can it possibly be that with people getting way too much snow and water, they're flooding, and then we're so dry? How can we even it out?
Yeah.
Of course, then you've got people that have way too much, and then people that don't have enough. So how can we even that out?
And when you actually get into the water business, the sheer volumes, what you and I will think about, it's dropping buckets, it really doesn't count on a statewide scale. And by the time we build something and then it's dry for 10 years. It's just like we're having discussions here in Northern California. They want to build the Sykes Reservoir, another $2 billion project. But who's going to pay for the damn thing? And it's not what you and I, or the feds never do it. It's what the people that sell the bonds, the construction bonds, they're looking out at 50 years. Is there going to be, you could blow off global warming all you want politically, but it's the bean counters in the bottom, Goldman Sachs, is there going to be enough water to pay for the bond service? And those are the people that actually make the decisions. Or the bonds are going to be 15% construction bonds versus 2% bonds. If there's real water, 2% construction bonds, 5%, California tax-free bonds, whatever you want to call them. But if the bean counters don't think there's going to be water to make those construction payments, it's not going to get built, no matter how much chest pounding the politicians want to do.
Oh.
Well, I know they've been talking about building a desal plant in the Monterey area, because the Salinas Valley is the salad bowl of the country.
Well, I worked on 2 desal plants.
What's
the
that?
Arlington desalter and the Chino 1 desalter. And even the big desal plants, they're dropping the buckets. They help out the little local community, but they don't. And taking ocean desal is extremely expensive. Best thing, desal sewage water that has like 1/20th the salts, and that's 1/20th the energy requirement. But
wow.
The toilet to tap discussions we've always had, news at 11.
Right.
It doesn't sell, but yucky groundwater like in the Arlington Basin in Riverside. Plant has, round numbers, 1,000 milligrams of salt in it. Seawater is 32,000.
Wow.
And it's the energy, because you're pushing that water through a molecular membrane, and it's pushing it through. And if you have 30 times the salt, it takes 30 times the amount of water or electricity.
And the energy to actually do that. Where does that come from as well? Yeah.
It's expensive. So right now, well, when I left the business 15 years ago, brackish water desal was actually cost effective in Southern California versus bringing more water from the Colorado River or Northern California. Because, you know, that next increment of water coming through the system is.
Can you filter that? Can you filter the water with like one of those Brita systems? I think, you know, like the.
It's the same. It's the same thing, except it's a whole warehouse full of them.
Gotta show it.
That works.
And or your house may put 50 pounds of pressure going through the little filter. Commercially, we use 150 pounds of pressure.
Well, the salt water was pushing into the fields of Salinas. Yeah.
I want to bring some comic relief into our conversation. I saw Sandy had his dog. Our dog has been outside making love to the bushes. Covered with all sorts of stuff. Say hi, Harley. Show him your lovely face.
Hi, Harley.
That snow or just?
No, it's just like dried up bushes that she just walks in and.
She decorates herself every day.
Decorates.
I have stuff all over my floor.
Oh.
We're going to leave her in Antarctica.
I'm going to leave her back a penguin. I'd rather deal with penguin poop.
I've got to go and make some dinner for my beautiful wife here. So
give her my love, Mike.
Nice. Thank you, Krista. It's been a pleasure seeing you and talking to everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
We'll catch you up after
Take care.
vacation.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, gee, what a mess.
I miss my Karen every day.
Oh, you had a Karen? This one looks like Toto. She came out as a puppy a lot lighter, and her face got dark, but she's still stupid.
She dropped on her head.
We love her.
We love her.
They're really hard to find. I haven't been able to find one. I've been looking for a couple years.
We had to go to Missouri.
Yeah,
we took a 3-day, a day and a half, get over there, a day and a half, get back.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
She wasn't worth it. No, she
No.
was. Yeah, she was.
Why is
The
it
last one.
dog?
She was the last one there. We didn't realize she was the broken one.
There were 2 litters, and she was from the first litter, and all the others have been sold. And the first thing the woman said, she says, well, she's been real busy, which means she's just like pacing around trying to find something to get into. And she's just itchy right now, isn't she?
She's dry. Yeah. We love her.
Kind of like the Simpsons love Homer and Marge love Bart. We love Bart. She's a character. Yeah. Oh, and it looks like it's nice. We've had empty chairs occasionally throughout the night. So Steve, Lucy, you were gone for a while there, and then you came back, and now Steve has gone to get something, and Mike left. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I need some food.
And Krista needs some food. We had her family over last night for basically New Mexican cuisine. We had carne adobada, pozole, green chili stew, frijoles, pinto beans, flan. I made flan, it collapsed, but but we had we cleaned up the wreckage here in the living room from 3 kids 5 and under ripping up presents.
Oh,
my.
fun.
And then
Oh.
and the unmarried uncle, brother of the other one who's had the kids, shaking them upside down, and he bought them like a bag of candy for each of the 3 and 5-year-olds. It's like,
Oh, no.
yeah, right.
Oh, brother.
And then let's see, the 12-year-old that got a, I don't think if I can hold it here. Maybe you can read this. It's a yard of bubble gum.
Oh my God.
It's like, whoa, there it went. The little ones are saying, can we have some bubble gum? Can we have some bubble gum? Oh, no.
Oh, my.
So her son Steb is the uncle who has no kids and loves to create havoc and make fun. And so Steb
Right.
is married to have kids of your own that you can't send away. We got a refrigerator left of food, full of food. So if you want, we've got, who had the rotisserie chicken? Steve Maines did. We've got rotisserie chicken and ground beef, and we're gonna make Frito pies later too, probably with some red chili. So it was not a German Christmas. It was a New Mexican Christmas. I'm sorry. And Krista is the Norwegian. She's the token New Mexican because her first marriage, her name was Ortega. So she has semi-brown kids, and she's white. So what was it? You went for therapy, and you said to the guy who's dark, she said, "Oh, I have some sons that are your color," and they look at you like, "What? You're white." He says, "Oh, my ex was Hispanic, Native American, and Mexican." So it's like, yeah, brown guys, brown kids.
Right.
They say pale lives matter, so.
So her oldest grandson, and then my grandson through my son, were at a playground together, and so somebody asked because they saw my 2 grandsons playing together, the brown one and the blonde white one, said, "Are you guys brothers?" And the oldest one said, "Are you kidding? Look at us. We look totally different." No, we're cousins, but no, we're not brothers. We're cousins from different mothers, different fathers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How are we doing? It's been a couple hours here, and
Yeah.
we're getting tired. No one else is joining. I know. I did see that. Let me think. Who contacted me? Jackie.
Good speed.
Good Hope. Jackie.
Good speed.
Yeah. Tried to join us, and she got kicked off. And then Cheryl Turner did, and then she had family come over. So she wasn't going to join us later. And somebody earlier signed on, I may have mentioned this, whose screen name was Bendover632. And I thought that might be Pete Strobel, because he's always kind of rude. I don't know. But I didn't get logged in right away. We got off to a slow start when I was logged in, not as the administrator. So I'm sitting here waiting for people to join. It says, "Oh, do you want to become the leader of this?" I said, "Oh, I'm not right now."
Yeah.
So I had to log out and log back in and get it going. But we started this because we couldn't meet together publicly. And but I think there's even still a point of people who are not in Riverside, like Carla is, and now Lucy is, and Yvonne, you're close.
I'm close. Yeah.
Close enough, yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll see what shows up at the Mission Inn on Thursday night. I'm going to send an email out for that. You can ignore that one if you're not in town, but I think people chose Thursday night because Friday night is a weekend. It's going to be crowded at the Mission Inn for the Festival of Lights.
Could be.
And then Saturday is New Year's Eve and Sunday is New Year's Day. And so Thursday is going to be the date. We'll see who shows up. But
Okay.
I'm not gonna be there. We'll hope someone else takes
Okay.
it.
I hope somebody takes some pictures so they can post it,
Yep,
you know?
yep,
That would be
I'm
nice.
sure they will.
yep.
Everybody's got phones. Everybody can take pictures.
Nowadays, yeah.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Well-
I doubt it, but I don't get out much, especially at night.
Yep.
Just
And that's the thing we were doing with reunions as well, is have the reunion earlier in the day because some people can't get out at night.
Private night, yeah.
We'll be what, 73? Well, you guys will be 73. When we have a 55-year reunion, so we'll probably push it earlier in the day as well. We'll see.
God, we're getting
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
Before we know it, we'll be having a breakfast.
Wearing the Depends and drinking our Ensure, yes.
So you're the one that's not, you haven't turned 70 yet, right, Steve? Are you
I've got, let's see,
Yeah.
11 days to go, I think. I'm born on the 12th
11
day of
days.
Christmas.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm.
Everybody else is 70. I'm
or
70.
Who's 71? We've got some people who are 71 as well.
Yeah.
Linda Brady is 71. I know she's.
Oh, is she?
All right.
Yeah, there's.
I'll hit it in February.
Okay, well. Ooh, yeah.
I thought it was
let's
going to
go.
be, I thought turning 70 was going to be kind of a special occasion, you know?
And
But as it turned out, we stayed home. We started this new tradition because our son and daughter-in-law and their family usually go on vacation about right around the time of my birthday, which is in the middle of summer. And so we're usually babysitting the dog. And so we take the dog to a little town. We go to Monmouth. Janet, you know where that is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And they have the best ice cream shop for miles around. And so we go, it's about, from here, it's about a 15 or 20 minute drive. And so we go up to Monmouth and have ice cream, and the dog gets a little bit of ice cream, and we take the dog for a long walk at a park up there. And so that was what turning 70 was for me this year. I was thinking, I'd want to go on a big trip and have all kinds of fun, see family, nope, we went out we took the dog out for ice cream.
well, I started a new tradition last year when I turned 69. I got a new bottle of Pendleton whiskey.
Ooh, ooh.
And Krista got it for me, but I ruined it for her. I preemptively bought my next bottle before she could get it for me. But so opening a new bottle of whiskey is going to be my celebration for my birthday.
We want money to come into Oregon. So I'm all for that. Send your money to Oregon.
Okay, yeah. Well, I could show you. We've got, Krista got a new Pendleton wool blanket for her bed. And it's the Ojos. It's the black with white kind of diamond-shaped eyes on it.
Oh.
And she got me back into Pendletons from when I was in high school. And if I had unlimited money, I would buy lots of items from Pendleton. Well, that's
Nice stuff.
Nice stuff. Very nice stuff.
Yep.
Nice stuff. They don't
Given
dare
those blankets
take out
to
of
a lot
the
of people
moth-proof
when they got
bags.
married.
Yeah, right. Oh, you have moths?
Well, we did down in Riverside. I'm not sure about up here, but
Yeah.
I had to go outside. You brought your dog in, and I had my dogs were outside, and it's peaking 49 miles an hour wind.
Oh.
So thank you. Reminded me to bring my kids in.
Yeah.
I hope you don't have too many large trees.
Trees?
No. You had to.
Only on 30 acres?
Oh,
You had a big one that you had to clean up, didn't you, Steve?
I did have 2 huge cottonwood trees. I mean, literally, I think 7, 8 feet across, and one came down in one of the sheep corrals.
Yeah, they do.
what a
Made a
mess.
mess, scared the shit out of my horse.
Oh.
But sheep, 15 seconds later, hey, can we get out through that hole?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
So you've got some sheep herding in.
Well, this was just bringing the dogs in, and they were ready to come in.
Yeah, Bill, you have Border Collies or Australian Shepherds?
Border Collies.
Yeah. And
Border Collies.
they live for that, right?
Oh, yeah. And we have one Central Asian Shepherd. She's the guardian dog.
Oh.
Normally, she would actually be sleeping with the sheep, but she tore an ACL. She's a 100-pound dog.
Ooh.
And her new knee is going to have a higher value than the entire flock together. Literally.
Yeah.
Wow. How many sheep do you have?
Steve Maine.
How many sheep do you have? I mean, how big is your flock?
I think it's 53 right now.
Oh, okay.
I had to sell off a bunch last spring.
not like
No grays. So it's buying hay at $15 to $20 a bale, and they go through roughly a bale a day. Economics aren't here.
So do you butcher some of your sheep?
Sell some, butcher some, ship some off wholesale.
Do you when you butcher some, what do you do with the hides?
That's considered waste out here. These are hair sheep, not wool sheep.
So it's not classic sheepskin.
I don't know if I've never seen anybody do a sheepskin with these guys. They'd be very pretty. I have the prettiest sheep you can imagine. I got spots. I got literally lightning bolts across the white lightning bolts on black sheep. It's they're Katahdins. They're again a hair sheep, so they shed, so you don't have to. I have one interesting one that actually needs to be sheared, and it gets sheared down to the point where sheep shearing is a fine art. And somebody that could do it, you get down on your knees and you kiss their boots, no matter what they've walked through. But freckles, it's when one or the both of us have bled long enough that I decide you could have a winter coat, wear some winter coat during the summer. It's a lot harder than it looks. And they really don't care for the process of getting a haircut. It's like having a 3-year-old in the barber chair.
All right.
Or worse.
3-year-old's 150 pounds.
How do you spell the kind of sheep that you have?
I have trouble spelling my last name anymore, dear.
Sorry.
Katahdins with a K, and they're originally from Maine. They're very temperature hardy, hot and cold, and very parasite hardy.
Wow.
And they're a good meat sheep. The trouble is we don't have a USD inspected butcher out here, so I can't sell at retail.
Oh.
So I could sell you a sheep and arrange for it to get processed, which is what we do. But the difference between when I had to sell a bunch of off last summer for 75 pounds 75 cents a pound versus charging you $15 a pound for lamb chops.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're not in it for the money.
I'm in it for the exercise. I get 3 to 5 miles a day walking. I'm in better shape now since high school. You know, at 150 pounds, I can throw a 125-pound bale of hay. Not very gracefully, but I can move hay. But I do like my goats. I have Nubian goats. And you can pretty much look at them eyeball to eyeball.
Wow.
Huh. They're that tall?
Oh, yeah. I could literally ride a goat, just like riding a small donkey.
Wow.
I don't think they
What
think
kind of
much
goats
it.
did you?
I think they're Nubian. There was a goat dairy farm down the road. And boy goats on a dairy farm aren't very usable. And so I got 5 of them for weed control.
We
And
were talking about that when you were out for dinner.
yeah, they're. I like my goats. They will sometimes come when you call them. Or 3 of the 6 of them actually are friendly. You know, I'd be bending over a food trough, and a couple of them will start rubbing up against you. And they have the most dainty look. Well, the sheep are.
I've seen some YouTube videos of goats that are screaming, and it's hilarious.
Mine are just very delicate. You have to stop and think. Did somebody say something? Of course, there's never been anything trying to chew on them either. So, gal down the road has a couple pet goats for her grandkids, and they get kind of noisy. My goats are well mannered.
Dainty. Little pinky.
Yes.
Trained.
Though I do have one of my lead rams, his ear tag was 0007. James Bond.
Yeah.
And he's totally strange. You could actually pet him, and his tail so it's shaken, not stirred. He's very, very gentle with his ladies, which is actually a very strong point. Don't need a Randy Ram. They're big. My Rams are big. And yeah, James is a nice boy. So if you guys ever come up I-5, I could see the freeway out the office window here.
Wow.
And we can.
With Knox. What, Steve?
I say we can, and we can buy a sheep or wholesale from you, and you'll say, and there's the processor down the road. You can get it taken care of there, right?
Well, Frank will show up on the farm, and he understands city boy. Yeah, he doesn't do anything till after I'm back up at the house.
Oh, okay.
And we take good care of our kids.
You're the city boy. I mean, probably about 8-9 years ago when I was, or 10 years ago almost, I was doing food safety here in New Mexico. And do you know what a matanza is? You ever heard of it? Matanza, M-A-T-A-N-Z-A. It's a cultural celebration in which people get together and they slaughter their hogs and they have a big festival. So I was down there doing food safety stuff, and they would the rule was they had to shoot the pig off the property, and they'd bring it in there on a trailer, and there'd be this trail of blood behind the trailer. and then they dug a trench, and they would basically, they'd cut the head off and hang it on a fence post behind, and basically it was pretty graphic. And I'd had some experience on a farm as a kid, but it's like you couldn't gross me out. So I got some great pig head pictures to share with people back in the kind of Lord of the Flies type.
Nice.
Lord of the Flies. I would never do that to a sheep, but then on the other hand, sheep are really stupid and pigs are really smart.
Yes.
You do it to a pig. You should do it to sheep instead.
Wave at everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Larry.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
He was out celebrating tonight. He just got home.
My
Oh,
buddy Herbie drinking beer.
all right.
I'm down to drinking milk now.
Oh,
I'm eating the green chili stew, which is really hot. So
Yeah.
between tortillas and milk, I can put it
There
down.
was off having a beer with Herbie, Janet. Remember Herb?
what did you say?
Herb and Connie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry was off having a beer with Herb tonight.
Oh, well, there's a wild.
Connie, I don't know what Connie's doing, but she's still around though.
Still crazy?
Still, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's about the same.
Ugh.
Well, anybody else hungry?
I'm looking at
We've
the
got
clock. I'm thinking,
here.
it's time to go feed the face again.
Yeah.
It's like Cookie Monster would rub it in. Yeah, well, I can leave, but I can let somebody else be in charge, or do you want to just continue to?
Oh, I'm gonna have to turn it in. It's dark.
I think I'm gonna go
Yeah.
have a little bite to eat.
I need to get going too. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
been fun.
Yeah, I
fun.
think I'm
been
gonna have
everybody.
to go make dinner now
Everybody,
that
thank
Larry's
you.
And thank you for
Bye,
doing it,
everyone.
Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it again sometime when there's a reason for it. But like I said, you'll get another email probably tonight talking about the Mission Inn. I've got a couple people ask me about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
and then after that, I'll be pictures of the Mission Inn, and then I'll be quiet for a while, unless there's some reason to.
Well, we'll see. We'll see pictures of your trip with you and Mike.
After
Yeah.
the internet is really expensive down there,
Oh.
and
oh.
slow. So
Is it?
we'll see what we do, but we'll definitely. I got a big memory card for the camera I've got. So
Well, wait till you get home
yeah.
and I can download it then.
And happy
Okay.
birthday.
And have
Oh.
a happy birthday and happy
Yeah.
New Year, everybody.
And everybody else, yeah, stay healthy, stay well, stay
Bye.
stay vertical, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
See you
Take care,
next
guys.
year.
Bye.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.